My label, Spiration Music, spent $500 in meta ads and $42 in playlisting for this song that now has 240,000 streams on Spotify. We've made $581 in royalties back so far, and the monthly royalty payouts are increasing despite the song campaign ending 11 months ago. Watch this video to the end to learn how we set up effective Spotify promotion campaigns. We'll show you every detail of our campaign and tell you where most people go wrong. Don't settle for sub 1,000 streamed songs or sketchy promotion companies. You can do better. Let's take a look at this campaign. A meta ad campaign is an ad on Facebook or Instagram that looks like this. If people like what they hear, they can click listen now on the ad to be taken to an external landing page. The user then clicks their preferred music service, the app is opened, and the song starts playing immediately. Our $500 meta ad campaign ran from October 30th to December 1st. It spent an average of $15 per day, and it ended up running for just over 30 days. The great thing about this campaign is that it ended December 1st, 2024, which means most of the ad spend was spent here in November 2024. That month, the song generated $56 in royalties. The months after, the song dipped in royalties but stayed relatively even, and then it increased again later. And so here we are at the 10-month mark, and the song has broken even on meta ads and playlisting. Why are we able to make more royalties after the campaign is over than when the campaign was actually running? And the answer is Spotify's algorithm. As far as I'm aware, it's not possible to break even or make a profit on the people that you send from your ads to Spotify alone. You have to rely on Spotify's algorithm pushing your song because of the people that you sent with your ads. And Spotify will only do that if it can properly categorize your song and also if the people who you are driving over to Spotify really like it. This is the last 12 months of streaming data for the song. We can see that we have more streams now than when the campaign was on, as expected based on the royalty chart. If we switch over to the saves, we can see that we had a higher number of daily saves on average during this period when the campaign was on. And of course, we can't go back to the beginning of the campaign because Spotify only shows us 12 months of data. Once the campaign ended on December 1st, the saves dropped, but the streams did not drop. They continued to grow over time. And we can see if we look at the playlists and then sort this to last 12 months, we can see the majority of our streams are coming from the radio algorithm, 60,000 streams, and Discover Weekly, 45,000 streams. Only about 10% of the streams for this song came from our Spotify playlist here. And this is the one responsible for the $42 in playlisting. If you want more information on how we do the playlisting and calculate that expense, you can check out this video here. All of these other playlists are playlists that are not being promoted, and most of them are just playlists that normal people own and put this song on and then repeat listen to it over time. The other great thing we can see in this data is the last 12 months of country data. So what countries were streaming the song? Now, if we look at the last 28 days, we can see that the US and Germany are the top two streaming countries for the song. Now, the crazy thing is most of the conversions, so most of the people that we sent to Spotify from the ads were in Brazil. But because of the people we brought from Brazil to the song, Spotify boosted our song in countries like the US and Germany. And so we got great tier 1 country streams when advertising to cheaper countries to show ads in. And we can confirm that here. So we can see some of these big spikes. Germany and the United States are leading the way in how many streams we were getting on these days. And that's a huge hack. So paradoxically, the fastest way I have found to get streams in countries like the United States is to promote the song in places like Brazil. Now let's take a look at the actual campaign setup that we use for this song. Real quick, before we get into the campaign setup, if you make EDM and you struggle with this promotion stuff or don't have the money to spend on it, then submit a demo to my record label, Spiration Music. We do single song deals, which means that you don't get roped into an entire huge contract that takes a bunch of future earnings away from you. We're just signing individual songs and splitting the profit 50-50 between us and the artists. If getting tens to hundreds of thousands to millions of streams on your music for no charge out of your pocket sounds good, then click the link in the description of this video or the pinned comment to submit a demo. Let's take a look at the Meta Ads Manager. As you can see here, we have spent $500 over the course of a little over 30 days. The cost per person that we sent from Facebook or Instagram over to Spotify cost 30 cents. Up here on the left, you can see the structure of our campaign. So we have a single ad set with tier 1 and tier 2 countries on Instagram and Facebook placements targeting people who like EDM. Within this ad set, we have 4 separate ads. These ads all look like this. I'm running out of seconds, need to know that you're alright. Every single one of these ads has the same visual. We're just using different parts of the song in each one. Let's get into the settings that we used for this campaign. Starting on the campaign level, we did buying type auction, campaign objective, engagement. We set a $500 spending limit so that when the money ran out, the campaign stopped and we didn't overspend on accident. Our budget strategy is ad set budget. I like to use campaign budget sometimes, but when I start campaigns off, I usually just have one ad set, and so there's no difference between campaign or ad set budget. But ad set budget gives you more control. Campaign budget helps to distribute your budget for you. I find that many times Meta gets it right, but if you really want to push a certain ad, you do need to use ad set budget. We did not do an A/B test for this campaign, and there's no special ad categories. Now going to the ad set level, we did conversion location on website because this is a third-party landing page and it is a website, and that's where the conversion is happening. It's when someone clicks on the streaming service button that triggers the conversion and sends that info back to Meta. The performance goal is maximize number of conversions, and the dataset or pixel is the same pixel that I use for every other song that I promote through my label. The conversion event is a Hyped It Smart Link click. Now, you will only use the Hyped It Smart Link click event if your landing page is a Hyped It landing page, which looks something like this. Here is the front page of their website. If you didn't make a landing page on Hyped It, then you will not use the Hyped It Smart Link click. You may be using something else like the View Content or the Feature FM click event, but it depends on the landing page service you use, so check their documentation to find out which event you need to use. I did not use a cost per result goal, and there are no value rules, and I did the standard attribution model. There's no dynamic creative, and at the end of the campaign, we were running $20 per day. I don't know why I increased it from $15 to $20 for the last 4 or 5 days of the campaign, but currently I'm just doing $15 per day. I do not attribute any of the success of this campaign to the random $5 increase in budget during the last 4 days. The start date was October 30th, which is the day that the song came out. There was no budget scheduling, and here in the audience, I did not use Advantage Plus Audience. I do not recommend it. Meta will tell you you can get a lower cost per result if you use it, and they're right, but you sacrifice all of the engagement on Spotify. And if you do that, there's no point in running the campaign because the purpose is to drive streams. If the campaign is not driving streams, it is not a campaign worth running. The countries I used in this campaign are all listed in the spreadsheet that I have in the description of this video. I'm targeting ages 18 to 50. I like to be broader than I think I actually should because if I cut it too soon, then I will not be able to show my ad to people who might like this music. If I make it very broad, Meta does a pretty good job of figuring out which ages within your range should be seeing the ad. I did all genders. And then for the detailed targeting, I did Spotify narrowed by electronic dance music. Based on the last $600,000 in Meta ads that I've run to promote music on Spotify, I do not believe that testing different interests is worth anything anymore. I think that any difference in campaigns that have one interest or another are best explained by random variability or some other change you made in the campaign outside of the interest targeting. Meta will take whatever interest you give it and then find the right audience for it. And because of that, I don't find it worthwhile to test interests. I only test ad creatives. And that is why I only have one ad set here and no other interest targeting. I did not do the A/B test, as I mentioned. Beneficiary and payer, that's just my label. I did manual placements, and here I did Facebook and Instagram placements. If you've seen my other videos, you know that I usually just do Instagram because I find the quality of the Instagram traffic to be slightly higher than Facebook. Every once in a while, I will throw Facebook placements in there just to see how they do. And I honestly don't even remember if they helped this campaign out at all. I think they just were kind of neutral. Here are the rest of the placements I use so that you can copy them if you want to. And then nothing else was edited below that. On the ad level, I've got my Facebook and Instagram label pages running the ad. We did a manual upload, single image or video, Here, I did not have multi-advertiser ads on. I have been leaving this on recently, and I just haven't found there to be any meaningful difference in cost, whether I have it on or whether I have it off. If somebody has the data to prove one way or the other, send it to me. That would be awesome to see. The destination is the landing page that we are sending people to, which looks like this. Now, I typically just do one streaming service on these landing pages, but here I had 3. The downside of having 3 is that you have to manually look at the landing page and make sure that 80+% of the people going to it are going to Spotify specifically. If that's not the case, then you need to remove the other services if you want to focus the traffic on Spotify. You may think that having Apple Music, YouTube Music, other services on here helps you to get better costs. And it doesn't really, but also what it does is that it trains Meta to show the ads to people who use the other services. If the only button on here is Spotify, it trains Meta to show the ad to people who use Spotify. So you're not really losing out on other people unless you get to really high levels of ad spend and diminishing returns. We don't have any browser add-ons and there's no display link here. Here we uploaded the video. It's just a vertical video, normal vertical video format. We've got the Spotify logo, the album cover, and then this is Minecraft footage in the background that I got from someone on Fiverr. The text is, if you love EDM, check out the song. EDM for Minecraft players, because we use that background footage. If you like Future Bass, this song is for you. If you like Illenium, check out the song. And Future Bass for stargazing. What we're doing with the text is calling out to people who do not know what we are, but do know what the genre or artist or thing is that we're listing in the text. People know EDM, people know Future Bass, people know Illenium. And because people know those things, it can help brand this song by associating this song with those things that people do know, and helps to increase the rate at which people click the ad. We don't use any of these Advantage Plus creative text generations because they're so weird. EDM lovers, rejoice. Get ready to rave. It just cracks me up. We do not do headlines. We do not do descriptions. We do optimize text per person, and we do have the call to action set as listen now. The Advantage Plus creative enhancements, currently 4 of them are on. For this campaign, I don't believe these were available when we started this campaign in our ad account. Right now, I'm kind of just leaving them all on. There's nothing in here that has been ruining campaigns for me. There can be things in here that ruin campaigns though, so watch out for anything that might affect the audio. There was a week last year when everyone who booked calls with me to talk about ad campaigns complained that they were getting tons of conversions, but no streams on Spotify. Usually, that has to do with something like Advantage Plus audience or Advantage Plus placements. But when I checked their ad campaigns, those things were not a problem. What we found is that there was a creative Advantage Plus element that was adding music over top of their video. And so people were seeing the ad, hearing a certain type of music, but when they clicked on the ad, they were taken to an artist who was not making that type of music that Meta decided to put over their ad. And so no one was listening past the first 30 seconds of those artists' songs. This is crazy. They did eventually take this out, but you have to look out for things like that that can really cause issues with your campaigns. We did not do any of this creative testing stuff, and we did not do any languages. That takes us to the end of the campaign. Of course, there are things inside of the setup of these ads that people can get wrong and it can ruin their campaigns. But it's not where most people screw up. The biggest mistake people make with meta ads for music promotion, or really any music promotion method that is legitimate in general, is doing it a few times and then stopping. This song we talked about today is one of 12 songs that I've released with this artist. So we had 12 shots at a really good release, and this one hit the mark, and other releases we did with them hit the mark. But some of them didn't. But the more ads we run over time, the better our results tend to be. Because, number one, Spotify knows who to share our music with the more data that we give Spotify. Number two, the quality of our releases improves over time. And number three, we learn what resonates with our audience the most in terms of visuals and style of music. It took about 2 years of releasing music for my label to start getting really good results at a somewhat consistent level. The super impressive algorithm boosts usually don't happen with your first song. I hope this campaign breakdown helps you to promote your music better. And if you don't want to do that, submit a demo to our label, Spiration Music.